The Boston Marathon bombing. A city shattered, a nation hunted. Picture. This, a crisp April day in 2013, the streets of Boston pulsating with the rhythm of cheering crowds, runners pushing their limits, and the finish line of the Boston Marathon gleaming like a beacon of triumph. Then, in an instant, boom! A deafening explosion rips through the joy, followed by another. Screams replace cheers. Blood stains the pavement. The air chokes with smoke and terror. Who could unleash such chaos? Why would they target a celebration of human endurance? And how far does this conspiracy stretch? Step behind the veil with me as we unravel the chilling tale of the Boston Marathon bombing. A story of homegrown terror, a city under siege, and a manhunt that gripped the world. The day the finish line fell, April 15, 2013, started like any other marathon day in Boston. Thousands lined Boylston Street, waving flags, shouting encouragement to runners crossing the finish line. Families, friends, and strangers united in the spirit of athletic grit. At 2:49 p.m., the first bomb detonated near the finish line. A pressure cooker device packed with shrapnel, nails, ball bearings, and death. Seconds later, a second blast just 200 yards away tore through the crowd. 3 lives were lost. 8-year-old Martin Richard, whose bright smile would never light up another race. 23-year-old Lindsay Liu, a graduate student chasing her American dream. And 29-year-old Crystal Campbell, a vibrant soul cheering for a friend. Over 264 others were injured, many losing limbs in the carnage. Runners froze mid-stride. Spectators became victims. Boston's heart stopped. But who could do this? The clues were scarce, the panic immediate. Surveillance footage became the key. Grainy images of 2 young men, brothers, weaving through the crowd with backpacks heavy with intent. Tamerlan Tsarnaev, 26, and Dzhokhar Tsarnaev, 19, weren't foreign operatives or shadowy masterminds. They were locals, raised in America, their radicalization simmering under the radar. What drove them to this act of horror? Was it ideology, revenge, or something deeper, more personal? The brothers Tsarnaev, a ticking time bomb. Tamerlan, the elder, was a boxer with dreams of Olympic glory, but his aspirations curdled into resentment. A Chechen immigrant, he struggled to find his place in America, his anger fueled by radical Islamist teachings he devoured online. His younger brother, Dzhokhar, was the all-American kid, popular, a college student, nicknamed Jahar by friends. Yet beneath the surface, he followed Tamerlan's descent into extremism, their bond forged in blood and belief. Together they built their crude but deadly bombs from online recipes, inspired by Al-Qaeda's Inspire magazine. Pressure cookers, a kitchen staple, became weapons of mass destruction. Their motive? A warped interpretation of jihad, a protest against U.S. foreign policy in Muslim countries. Their target? The Boston Marathon, a symbol of American pride. The brothers didn't just want to kill, they wanted to be seen, to send a message written in shrapnel and screams. But their plan didn't end with the bombs. What followed was a descent into chaos that would paralyze a city. The Manhunt, Boston on lockdown. 4 days after the bombing, the FBI released the brothers' photos, and the hunt was on. Boston became a ghost town, schools closed, streets emptied, and a shelter-in-place order locked down 1 million people. The Tsarnaevs, now America's most wanted, weren't done. In a desperate bid to escape, they ambushed MIT police officer Sean Collier, 27, shooting him dead in his patrol car for his weapon. Then, a carjacking, a high-speed chase, and a firefight in Watertown, where Tamerlan hurled explosives at police. Bullets flew, bombs detonated, and Tamerlan fell, riddled with gunfire, only for Dzhokhar to run him over in their stolen SUV, fleeing into the night. The next day, April 19, 2013, the manhunt reached fever pitch. Drones buzzed overhead, SWAT teams swarmed, and a homeowner in Watertown noticed something off, blood on his boat in the backyard. There, hiding under a tarp, was Dzhokhar, wounded, cornered, and out of moves. After a tense standoff, he surrendered, scrawling a confession in the boat. "I'm jealous of my brother who has received the reward of Jannatul Firdaus, paradise, before me. I do not mourn because his soul is very much alive." The city exhaled, but the questions lingered. Want to dive deeper into the shadows of this case? Hit that subscribe button on @BehindVeilTruths at https://www.youtube.com/BehindVeilTruths. We uncover the stories that keep you up at night, peeling back the layers of history's darkest moments. The aftermath: surveillance, sacrifice, and survival. The Boston Marathon bombing wasn't just a tragedy, it was a turning point. The attack sparked fierce debates over U.S. surveillance programs. How did two brothers, known to authorities, slip through the cracks? Tamerlan had been flagged by Russian intelligence in 2011 for possible extremist ties, yet no action was taken. The Patriot Act, post 9/11, gave the government sweeping powers, but was it enough or too much? Civil liberties clashed with security as Americans grappled with the cost of safety. For the survivors, the scars ran deep. Jeff Bauman, who lost both legs, became a symbol of resilience, his image in a wheelchair seared into the nation's memory. Others, like Celeste Corcoran, who lost both legs, and her daughter Sydney, who nearly bled out from shrapnel wounds, rebuilt their lives step by agonizing step. The Boston Strong movement emerged, a defiant rally cry, with funds and support pouring in for victims. Yet the pain of loss and the specter of what if haunted the city. Djokar's trial in 2015 was a media circus. Found guilty on 30 counts, he was sentenced to death, though his sentence remains tangled in appeals. His youth, his manipulation by Tamerlan, and his remorse, or lack thereof, divided public opinion. Was he a monster or a misguided kid? The jury decided the former, but the question lingers. The unanswered questions, what haunts me most, are the loose ends. Were the Tsarnaevs lone wolves or part of a larger network? Why did the FBI miss the warning signs? And what does this say about the invisible threats brewing in plain sight? The Boston Marathon bombing wasn't just an attack, it was a wake-up call, a reminder that terror can wear a familiar face, that evil can hide in the boy next door. This is just the beginning of the stories we uncover at Behind Veiled Truths. From conspiracies to cover-ups, we chase the truth wherever it leads. Subscribe now at https://www.youtube.com/@Behind Veiled Truths, and join us as we peel back the veil on history's darkest mysteries. What's the next secret you want us to unravel? Drop it in the comments and let's keep the hunt alive.